Scott Longhorn Pro Micro. It is a brass handle hinge style release. As the name suggests, it is micro adjustable. So we're going to discuss that just a little bit and how to use it. For those of you that have never used a hinge release and it's on your radar, you'll really want to check this one out because it has some super nice features that aren't super expensive. And so this release, I believe, has a retail price of $199. As I said, it is a brass hinge style release. What that does for the user is the brass gives you a little bit of a meaty weight to it. And what that does for you is it helps you locate that anchor position over and over again consistently. Shooting is all about what you can do the exact same way over and over and over again. And anchor is one of those things that's really important. And this release, because it has a little mass weight to it, it feels really comfortable at full draw. It feels like you can get in the exact same spot over and over again. And this particular release comes in two sizes, a large and a medium. And not sure how good my lighting is here, but you can see there's an M stamped right there on the back, actually engraved into the release. And if it was a large, obviously there would be an L there. Personally, I have big hands. Broke finger, but I have pretty big hands. That's an extra large glove for family members that are watching and want to buy Christmas presents. But I like the medium handle. It fits really well. These two fingers fit really tight together right here. I like how that feels personally. Now, you may like a totally different feel, which is why we make another size. But I'm just giving you my personal preference, and I've shot a hinge for a long time. That's just the way I like for them to feel. If you are familiar with the original Longhorn release that was made by Scott many years ago, you will really like this release if you like that one because the contours are basically the same. It has the same thickness and width all the way throughout the release. We've had people ask for that release. I get messages a lot, people saying, hey, do you know anybody that's got this old release because I really like the way it felt. If you like those, you need to give this one a shot because it feels really, really similar. The nice thing about it, or the nicer thing about this though, as opposed to many, many years ago, it has a micro-adjustable firing system on it. So what that means to you guys that have shot them before, you realize that if you have a release that you're just almost getting it to fire perfectly for you, but it needs to be a little bit faster or a little bit slower, with this release you can micro-adjust that. And so it's very simply done. Use a 1/16 Allen key that will loosen up the moon system up here. I'll show you guys that have never used one of these in a second exactly how all that works, but you just loosen it up right here in the back and go to the next Allen key smaller, which I believe is 50 thou, and you adjust the set screw at the back of the release right here. Clockwise makes it go off faster, counterclockwise makes it go off slower. And obviously, if you're right there on the edge of where you like the feel of the release to be, you can count your turns. So if you want to go a quarter turn, you made it, say, a quarter turn faster, you went clockwise with it, and that turned out to be too fast, well then just go back 1/8 of a turn, and it will be right where you want it to be, more than likely. So after you make your adjustment, obviously, lock it back down here in the back of the release, and you're golden, you're good to go. Now, this release actually comes with a smooth moon, a fast click, and a slow click. So what that means to those of you that have used them before is if you like a click, there's two options on the speed of the click. And if you don't like a click at all, like most of the time when I shoot these releases, I don't use a click. I use the smooth moon. So there's no click to fire the shot. And again, like I said, three different options there. And obviously all of them can be micro adjusted. Really simple. Now, for those of you that have never used a hinge style release and you're on the fence, you don't know, you've heard what they do for you. They help with target panic, that sort of thing. They definitely do, but you need some understanding about how the release works. I would suggest going to the local pro shop get the help behind the counter. That's what those guys do. That's why they're there. And if they don't know, then look up some videos on YouTube. If you'll subscribe to the Scott Archery channel on YouTube, you'll find what you need there as far as instructional videos on how to use a hinge style release. And just a quick understanding of how this works. It's called a hinge because this part right here, which holds the hook, it hinges with the body of the release. So as you draw the bow back and you get it full draw and it's attached to the loop, in order to fire the release, you have to rotate the handle to make the hook slip off the moon. So it could also be called a cam. It's basically just a ledge that the hook rides on as it turns. Let me make it turn. As it turns, hinging with the handle. So this hook that you see, there's the edge of the hook right there. That hook has to be engaged behind this cam that's part of the release here. You can see that metal, the silver metal sticking out the back. Well, the hook that is right here has to go behind that. So when it falls down here, it's behind it. And how it fires is based off of the angle and how you're rotating the release and when it goes past that ledge and it drops off. That's a quick rundown. Obviously, a hands-on will help you understand exactly how this release works so much easier. But if you guys, again, if you've used a hinge release in the past, you love the old Scott Longhorn, give this one a check out, give it a try, because it is so similar in the feel. I know Jacob Marlowe said he really likes this. He was one of the guys that liked the old releases a lot, so it fits really well. And the nicer thing about it is, though, it's micro adjust, so you can really customize it to the feel that you're looking for on the shot. And like I said, it also comes with the 3 different moons to be able to customize even further on the way you want your shot to fire. Another added thing there, we worked really diligently to make sure that the click is extremely smooth. I've had people tell me I don't even hear that click as it fires. Well, I feel it, but it's not really loud. It's not an aggressive click. It's really smooth. So to me, that's very attractive for a click release or click hinge release. So anyways, guys, that is the Scott Longhorn Pro Micro, and it is available now in 2020. Go to your local dealer and check it out, or go to www.scottarchery.com and give it a look there.